question about can we influence the amount of growth, of body growth. And concerning the body height, you remember, there was a precise answer, we all know. Yes, we can do, but we must use chemical agents, we must use hormones. And using hormones, we create a lot of more or less undesirable side effects. This side effect on one hand means we change time of puberty, of sexual maturity. If we make him grow, this puberty is going to be delayed by giving him growth hormones. And if we reduce his growth, we advance the time of puberty, and this makes him grow a little bit less. But we have very little capacity. This is about 5%, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And dealing with the onset of sexual maturity has a high impact on social and psychological problems. And on the other hand, we know today that using growth hormones is associated with certain, not precisely defined risk of producing cancer. I mean, we know that persons who are very tall have a higher risk of getting cancer than persons of low stature. This is proven by statistics. So dealing with growth hormones means you run a lot of risks, and it has to be evaluated individually and very precisely and discussed intensively whether it is worth doing it or not. Using growth hormones means that these growth hormones act on certain cells in our body, and this means there has to be on these cells, there have to be receptors where the growth hormones, or more precisely where the growth factors, can plug in. If there is not a receptor on the cell, the growth hormone cannot plug in, does not fit, and is not worth dealing with growth hormone. So, now the question about orthodontics or dentofacial orthopedics. And now my question was, can we influence growth? And we had different opinions, which represents more or less the orthodontic community. There are persons saying, yes, we can do. Some say, yes, certain types we can influence, and others strictly say, no, there is no real long-lasting, sustaining effect of dentofacial orthopedics. So the orthodontic community is split in this very decisive question and problem. Anyway, you must remember that even using hormones, the effect we can get on the total body height is not that much. 5% is not very much. And if we transfer this 5% to, for example, the mandible, that would mean 2 or 3 millimeters or more. When we deal with problems concerning class 2, we have the problem of an overjet of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or more millimeters. So it is critical whether, if at all, the reinforcement or the stimulation of growth can manage the problem. This is the other point to consider. So, growth is still something which cannot be explained scientifically, and it is even more difficult to explain the influence we can have on craniofacial growth by using functional appliances, whether they are removable or fixed. Now, functional appliances. They have been created around about first idea from Pierre Robin 100 years ago from now. And then this had been intensified in the late 30s of the 20th century by a Norwegian dentist. It was Andresen. And together with Andresen in this time, late 30s, early 40s, it was supported by a dentist working in Vienna, whose name was Heipel. And the idea of this principle was to use functional load by changing the way muscles act. And there is always something connected with the functional appliances, which is called form follows function. Many of you may have heard this very strictly formulated sentence. Where is this sentence or this rule coming from?